Hi, welcome back to Talk of the Town. John Tuckweiler, owner of Carolina Air, joins the show today to talk about the importance of air quality for your health and other services Carolina Air offers as an HVAC company. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us, Sandy.
Certainly. So what can indoor air quality do to improve your health and comfort?
Well, indoor air quality will do a number of things for you. It will help a lot with your allergies, any sort of asthma. The filters that we use are depending upon the kinds you purchase, because you can buy very low-end filters from the grocery store for a couple dollars, or you can buy very high-end filters that cost a little bit more,
right,
but will catch a lot more.
Right.
The best example of this is the anthrax scare several years ago. DOD went to Carrier and said, "Can you design us a filter?"
Oh.
And so Carrier did. And when they finished designing it and installing it, they realized they had a fabulous filter. Well, they stepped it down to make it affordable for the average homeowner. It no longer catches anthrax, but it will catch flu viruses, cold viruses, all your pollens, so that your house stays so much cleaner and you stay healthier.
Yeah.
I put 2 of them into my office,
right,
and after that, the number of sick days we had went down dramatically.
That's incredible.
So just a simple filter can make your life a little better.
Yeah.
And just imagine the return on that money, because you're not getting the flu. You know, you're not spending as much money on prescriptions or time lost.
Right.
And just you're healthier and happier.
Right.
So there is things that air conditioning can do for you to make your life more enjoyable, other than just providing you cooler and dehumidified air. And dehumidified air in this environment is a wonderful thing to have.
It certainly is. But that's really interesting, and I had no idea that the filters were, that significant, with regards to making sure viruses, things like that, were caught.
Yes, they are. Now, you can't just get, it's not the $2 filter you buy at the grocery store. You do have to go to a certified installer. Right. I'm a Carrier dealer, and Carrier has a wonderful filter, but in all honesty, Lennox and Trane also offer some good filters, but Carrier has one of the best.
So why is HVAC sizing so important? Because I know a lot of people have issues with, just like you said, having to dehumidify because maybe the unit's not large enough or small enough.
Well, actually, it's being too big is the problem. If a house only requires 3 tons of air conditioning and you put a 5-ton in there, you think, oh, the house will get that much cooler faster. Well, an air conditioner needs time to get the coil cold enough to pull water out of the air.
Okay.
And if it cools the air very quickly, it will never dehumidify. Much like when you set your glass of iced tea down, for a few minutes the glass is dry, and then over time it starts condensing water. Your evaporator coil does exactly the same thing, so it has to have a certain amount of run time. And actually being ever so slightly undersized will give you better dehumidification than an oversized system. So it's very important that whoever your air conditioning company is be certified to do what's called a manual J and a manual D, which determines the proper size of your air conditioning system and your ductwork.
So how do you know that the HVAC company is qualified to work in your home? Because it sounds like some of those things really require the qualifications.
Oh, yes. Well, fortunately, there's a number of organizations, both statewide and nationally, that deal with these issues. Foremost would be the South Carolina Association of Heating and Air Conditioning Contractors, of which I'm a member. But to join, you have to have a state mechanical contractor's license, and to get that you have to take a pretty demanding exam that has a fairly high failure rate, which is good because you don't want just anyone to pass it.
Sure.
And then the South Carolina Association makes sure that you have both your Manual J and Manual D certifications. On top of that, Carrier offers what's called the Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer Program. About 3 to 5% of their dealers have achieved this status. And to achieve it, you have to go through additional training requirements every year. Much like doctors or lawyers have training hours that they have to go to, or our teachers go to every year, our technicians go through additional continuing education training. And part of that is at least 50% of our technicians have to be NATE certified. And NATE is an individual technician's test, North American Technical Excellence examination. It has about a 75% failure rate. So the technicians who pass it are the very best technicians.
John, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it. Great information.
I had a wonderful time. Thank you.
You're welcome. And we thank you so much for joining us on today's Talk of the Town.